Aloha and welcome to Story Time with me, Marcus. So the backstory to this story is because someone came and knocked on my door. You know, door-to-door salesman, get them all the time. So the solar panels actually got me, so that's kind of cool. But anyhow, this came from a security company and they knocked on my door. And I ended up telling him no. I was like, no, I live in a safe neighborhood. It's fine. So, I don't feel like I need it. So I turned that down. But I was thinking, you know what? They knocked on my door. And as Heisenberg once famously said, I am the one who knocks. So I wrote this story, sent it to that security company that knocked on my door, and in the email, I put that I am the one who knocks, and then said, okay, here's the story, I'll write more of them and all of that, and then they just straight up ignored me because they were probably like, nuh-uh, we're the ones who knock and we're just going to ignore you. Anyhow, that's how this story got created. And now let's get to it! Okay, and that does it, Brian, the alarm security representative says. You are now good to go! You can rest assured knowing that we are monitoring your house 24/7. Your valuables are well protected. Thank you so much, Daniel says. It's been a pleasure chatting with you and have a wonderful rest of your day. You too, and good luck on your date tonight. Telling Brian thanks one more time, Daniel closes the door and looks at the new security panel. With a simple press of a button, he can set the alarm. Feeling very happy and satisfied with his decision, he spends the rest of his time preparing for his hot date later that night. Unable to believe that a girl as beautiful as her said yes to going out on a date with him, Daniel cleans up and makes sure he smells nice. Yeah, good to go. Grabbing his phone, wallet, and keys, he hops into the car. Putting the address of the restaurant into the GPS, Daniel begins driving there full of excitement. Arriving at the destination, Daniel parks and sees that he has a message from the security app. Checking it, he finds out that he forgot to set the alarm. And the app is asking if he would like to set it remotely. Poking the yes button, he watches as the color around the image of his house turns from red to green, signaling that the place is now protected. Putting the phone on silent, he slips it into his pocket and enters the restaurant to see his date standing there looking even more prettier than ever. Pushing aside all of the nervousness that arises, Daniel walks over, greets her, and then they are seated at a table. Looking down to speak to his short and slender partner in crime, Gary says, "Are you sure the house has no security?" "Of course it doesn't," Tom says. "Do you think I'm an idiot and would check out a house with the security? I watched him leave, so it's time to go. In and out. Only grab what's valuable and no bathroom breaks this time." "What? But I really had to go and couldn't hold it last time." Unzipping and opening up a large black duffel bag, Tom pulls out 2 black full head cover ski masks and tosses one to Gary. After putting on the ski mask, Tom says, "All right, let's do this!" Running up to the house, the 2 burglars are caught on the newly installed cameras and are watched as they run around to the back of the house. Noticing the suspicious activity, a security rep pulls up the camera views and says, "Sir, it looks like we have an active burglary happening. 2 men carrying bags and wearing ski masks ran around to the back of the house." "Suspicious enough for me," the boss replies. "Notify the police and send them on over." Within 90 seconds, the police were notified and dispatched to the house. Grabbing a large rock, Tom throws it at the glass window on the door and shatters a hole large enough for his arm to fit through. Reaching his arm in, Tom manages to grab the handle and unlock the door. Opening it, Tom and Gary enter Daniel's residence uninvited. Walking around the place without taking their shoes off, they search and find anything he has of value and unceremoniously shove it into their duffel bags. Then they move on to finding the next treasure. Lifting up his mattress, they find the hidden money and take it. Within a matter of minutes, they have swept through his place and are going through it a second time to make sure they didn't miss anything. Looking up at his overly large partner, Tom says, "Okay, it looks like we've got it all. Let's go!"
Hold on. I need to go to the bathroom,
Gary says. "I said no bathroom breaks! We need to leave!"
But I really need to go,
Gary says and runs into the bathroom, walking out and sighing a sigh of relief. Gary says,
"Okay, we can leave now."
Leaving from the door they broke in from, they run around the house and find themselves staring at a bunch of police officers. Uh-oh. Dropping the duffel bag, Gary raises his hands and says,
"Tom, I thought you said it didn't have any security."
"Well, it didn't when I checked it out last night. How was I supposed to know they got security today?" Walking over to them, the police officers handcuff Tom and Gary and take them off to jail. One officer sets the duffel bags in front of Daniel's door and dutifully guards them until he comes home. Having had a wonderful time with his date and even getting her to agree to go out on another one with him, Daniel finds himself floating on cloud 9. That is, until he sees a police officer standing in front of his door. Slightly worried they are waiting for him, he tells himself he didn't break any laws. Walking up, he introduces himself. The police officer then explains what happened and says that they have everything they need to put the burglars away in jail and that he will no longer be bothered by them again. Daniel thanks the officer, to which they reply,
"I'm only doing my job. Thank the security company for providing security services."
Picking up the duffel bags, Daniel takes them inside and is so relieved the burglars were caught and his valuables were retrieved. All within hours after installing the new security system too. The end. Thanks for joining me for story time. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Aloha and goodbye.